Hey everyone. Last week we talked about purpose, and all the month of January we're going to be talking about purpose. What we did last week was say, hey, what if what would it look like to make this quest for purpose less intimidating? What if we could do that? And the clue I left you with last week was that purpose is about impacting others. Not necessarily about your goal, not about your dream necessarily, but the way you're impacting others along the way. And I left you with the question, what do I have to offer the whole world, or my world, however you want to say that, as a result of my story? What do I have to offer the world as a result of my story? If you wrestle with that question, if you spend some time on that question, you will find your way toward purpose. But today, I want us to talk about values and how our values inform our purpose. So when we're thinking about purpose, we oftentimes think about our strengths, and we know we have to operate from our strengths. And of course, that's good. And that's exactly part of purpose. But we also sometimes look at our personality. Am I an introvert? Am I an extrovert? Am I a detailed person? Am I a big picture person? All of that affects our purpose, but we often forget, we overlook values. And so I want you to pull up right now, where you're at, pull up in your search engine a list of values and take a look at it. This is quick. I know you will want to spend more time on it later. Take a look at it and find 3 of your top values, what you feel like are really your top values. When it comes to values, we think of things like accomplishments, adventure, action, beauty, clarity, connection, family, humor. Just think about what you value. Emotional health, holistic living, leadership, wisdom, creativity, fun, integrity, respect, peace. Pull up a list or jot the list down that I just mentioned. Humor, personal growth, strength, and pick your top 3. What do you feel like are your top 3? A lot of times when you pull up a list of values, what you will find is that you value all of them, but you want to look for the ones that you value the most. What are the top 3? Okay, now think of a time when you felt fully empowered, you felt significant, you felt fulfilled. Picture that in your head. Do you have it in your mind? Are you ready? Okay, were those top 3 values that you just identified being honored? Most of the time, the moments that we feel fulfilled are our values, that at least the top few, 1 or 2 or 3, are being fulfilled. Hey, Janetta. Hey, Lucy. Diane, I'm glad you guys made it. So think of a time when you were small or insignificant or felt unfulfilled. It's not a fun thing to think about. Something that happened recently. Do you have that in your mind? Now, when you reflect on that and look at your top 3 values, you'll probably discover 1 or 2 or all 3 of them were being dishonored. So our values inform our purpose. Our values are a big part of us, and when when our values aren't being honored, whatever the top few are, when they're not being honored, then we get incongruent. We don't feel like ourselves. We feel icky, right? That's no fun. And sometimes we start ignoring our values in order to accomplish a job or to maintain a relationship or for whatever reason. And then we can't, when we're operating like that, it's really impossible to live from a place of greater meaning in our lives. Live on purpose, what we're talking about. So it's really significant for us to think through this whole idea of values. What are my top values, and how am I incorporating them into my day-to-day life? What would it look like to get more of that in my world? Because that's going to have me living more on purpose. So as you think about purpose this week, take that value list, drill down on what your values are, and see how that informs your purpose. Now, I mentioned last week, not everyone is looking for purpose right now. Sometimes you got a lot of other things going on in your life. Maybe you're in the middle of a transition. I promised to give you a downloadable PDF, and I don't think I did that. So in the comments this time, I will leave that link so you can get that downloadable PDF about navigating transition, if that's where you're at. I'm Michelle Gooch with Life by Design, and I will be here Wednesday at 1, and all of January we'll be talking about purpose. And next week we're going to look at how to craft our own purpose statement. Just what would it look like for us to have a purpose statement, an umbrella to get underneath. At Life by Design, I know that you want to live life on purpose. You want to live life from your design, from your unique design. And what tends to get in our way is that we don't know who we are anymore. And I just don't think any of us need to be second guessing ourselves, right? I want you and me, all of us, to live our full life, live what we are designed to live. And so because of my own second guessing, because of my own experience of getting paralyzed and weighed down, I know what that's like not to be there, not to be living from that place. And so I have developed a framework to get us from second guessing to the road of where we want to go, to become who we need to be, who we're designed to be. If you're interested in that, you can find me at www.lifebydesign.guru. lifebydesign.guru. See you next Wednesday at 1.